What's going on, world? I'm Wesley from Aconnectiontv, the network, and I am here to talk to you about Real Housewives of freaking Atlanta. Yeah. I hope y'all like this episode. This episode was not a lot going on. I'm gonna speak sporadically about each individual situation, and then you guys can either adopt that similar connection despite our differences, or not adopt it at all and completely disagree. But either way, like this video, subscribe to Aconnectiontv, all of which are free to do. All you got to do is click that thumbs up button below, show your support, show your free support by doing that, and also show your free support by subscribing. Make sure that the subscribe button says subscribed with a D at the end. It's very easy to set up a YouTube. If you don't have a YouTube, you don't need to upload videos to maintain a YouTube account. It's just like a Gmail email. So set it up real quick, free to do, and you don't have to have videos. Just subscribe. That way you'll be notified whenever Aconnectiontv uploads a new video. So without the long, well, it was already long, but let's talk about Phaedra and her ambitions as a strong black woman. Now, some of y'all may think that Phaedra is a bit bossy, is a bit controlling, or whatever the case may be, but I see Phaedra tapping into the opportunity pool and making sure that she consistently has a flow of income coming in. It's ambition, it's drive, it's strength, it's independence, and I support that wholeheartedly. There is nothing wrong with anyone going after what they want to go after, because a lot of people want for something but don't chase it, and I completely commend her for being able to do that. Now, I also feel that it is her responsibility within this marriage to make sure that she's giving equal playing time to both sides of her life, all sides of her life, her children, her man, and her career. But I do not fault her for wanting to better herself financially. I just don't. Apollo needs to understand and have some kind of compassion and empathy for what it is that Phaedra is trying to do. And not saying that he doesn't, because obviously he has to. I mean, they have a second child and all that. But I can understand he becoming very lonely and needing his love, that love from his wife and all that. But there is going to come a time where the industry separates them. So he has to, like, you have to know coming into all of this that where things may be difficult or whatever the case may be. I don't think that Apollo should have entertained Kenya whatsoever. Kenya is a gorgeous woman, beautiful body, but you have, obviously you like having sex with Phaedra, you have kids with her. Like, I don't think dudes just have sex with people, well, I don't know. I mean, I just don't have sex with people and impregnate them if I'm not into them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's attraction there, and I feel that Apollo did not handle his date with Phaedra correctly. I really don't think so. And when he went to go visit Peter definitely told him what it was. Like, the conversation shouldn't have been what you know you could have done with Kenya. It's, you don't want to have anything to do with Kenya, and Phaedra, you're the only girl that I want on my Johnson, like Peter said. I thought that conversation between the two of them was awesome. You know, Phaedra, I feel that Phaedra feeds into her role on this show a little bit too much. And what I mean by that is she's very, well, I'm a Southern belle and this is what it is, and you know Scorpios can be blah, 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 and you know I'm not talking to you. I feel she feeds into it a little bit too much. I'm not saying that it's not her and it's not in her character. It just seems a bit forced, the energy that comes from Phaedra. And it seems a bit forced, the energy that comes from Nene sometimes, because Nene can be very bougetto. But on the 10th degree, you know, when she made that, when Nene and Cynthia were in the grocery store and they were shopping and she saw the Hot Pockets, that just was funny to me, because I'm like, yo, this chick This chick is going really far beyond the humility bar. And what I mean by that is, because I know I've been repping her on my reviews, but what I mean by that is for you to discredit Hot Pockets as something that you haven't had for a long time because now you got money and you don't need to eat Hot Pockets was really kind of foreign to me. It really, I don't know, it just left me feeling like, really? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I love Nene, but it's like, really? I don't know. It was just weird. Then Cynthia tells Nene about Noel and Arthur. And I don't know about y'all, but Noel being 13 and having a boyfriend, it's just not the best thing to do or the best thing to have happen. But I really honestly feel that kids become rebellious when their parents don't support them. Kids become rebellious when their parents forces them to do something completely different than what they want to do. And I've witnessed it with my brother, I've witnessed it with myself, I've witnessed it with other kids and other people around me. As parents, I feel that we as adults need to be nurturing, empathetic, compassionate, and we need to put a little bit of ourselves in their shoes. Because growing up in a world where world star hip hop teaches our kids, and the news teaches our kids, and these music videos teaches our kids, and the music industry teaches our kids, if we're not spending enough time with our kids, that's public enemy number one. But you want your kid to know that they can come to you for anything and with anything, whether it's talking about sex, whether it's talking about boys, girls, school, bullies, drugs, gangs, you know, how to play golf, whatever it is. Kids need to feel comfortable with going to their parents. And I feel that parents need to make it so that the kids know that they can come to them, to talk to them about any and everything. That's kind of why I feel like the situation that Will and Jada has with Jaden and Willow Smith is a superb situation on the surface. I don't know what happens in their home, but on the surface is a very supportive and superb situation. So I feel like that's how parents need to present themselves to the kids. And so that I feel that that's what Cynthia is trying to do. I don't think that Cynthia is like, okay, you can have sex now, Noel. I want you to get pregnant. I don't think she's saying that, but I think that it's opening the gate for Noel to know that she can speak to Cynthia about it. Because regardless of what you feel or say, your mom can tell you or your father can tell you that they don't want you to have sex. But I mean, people do the craziest things, and people are attracted to what is said of us not to do. Like, you know, not jumping out of a plane, or not diving into shallow water where the no diving sign is clearly there, or, you know, walking into a dark alley. Like, people don't want to feel like they're not supposed to do something for whatever reason. So if you put that guard up, they're going to want to do it. And then the worst case scenario, they're going to do it behind your back. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have all these 16, 15-year-old mothers walking around, because they're doing these things behind the parents' back. Anyway, I feel that Cynthia's in a good place with Noel. I just hope Noel knows that, you know, it's not in her best interest to become pregnant now. Kenya finds a new house. Who the fuck cares? Don't nobody care about her finding a new house. At least I don't. Whatever. I'm glad she's not in that hotel. And her house looks nice, but whatever. Hopefully she can afford it. Portia. Portia is such a baby. It's terrible. It's like the way she's portraying herself on this show. And, you know, I saw her on Wendy Williams and she was like, you know, I'm three-dimensional. You guys see one side, but you don't see the other side. I'm sorry. On that commercial, you were the same way on the shows. And on all other sides, I'm seeing a girl that's getting pampered and babied by her mother, a grown-ass woman, 32, and wants to stay and live at home with her mother. That is insane to me. I cannot see myself doing that. I can only see myself going back home to my mother if all else fails and I'm completely homeless and I have nothing to show for myself and I cannot fend for myself. I just, you know, and it's crazy. It's sad that she feels that it's the most comfortable for her to be with her mother at the age of 32. Like, that's too much coddling. It really is. I feel, you know, and then she got this hairline out, the naked hair, and I don't know. I just want to see Portia, if there's a new season, or not even getting into the next season yet. By the end of this season, Portia needs to be in her own house, or at least she needs to be independent enough to say, I am a woman, hear me roar. Because I'm 17 and my first love of my life just dumped me from Portia. And it's really not discouraging, but it's just sad. It's, you know, pathetic. I think so. I don't know about y'all. Y'all may love what she's doing and living with her mom. Let's talk about Mama Joyce real quick. Mama Joyce needs to mind her business. Her daughter is her business, but her daughter's sex life and love life and marriage life is not her business. Kandi is a grown-ass woman, has financial stability, can take care of herself. She is not a virgin. She is not 16. Her mother's place is not deciding who Kandi is supposed to marry. And I'm sorry, if I was Todd, there is respect level, but I'm not going to sit there and be dogged out. And you know, it was funny. It wasn't funny. I felt so good when Todd was really letting Kandi have it. And not so much like yelling at her, but when Kandi was laughing and hee-hee-hawing and wanting to feed this man after basically telling him that Mama Joyce don't really give two shits about him shitting on his name and all that. And then she's like, you know, that shit was not funny. And it really looked like Todd was really pissed and I was really feeling for him. That shit is not funny. You are a grown woman. You need to tell your mother what it is. If you feel confident in the man that you are trying to marry, then you need to let all these people know, back off, because it's not your life. And I feel that I understand that she wants to include the mother, but when people are stubborn, they're stubborn. And sometimes people need to find their own way. You can't make people do anything. And when it got to the point to where she had to call Mama Joyce and set up a schedule, call time, you could hear that Mama Joyce was not even in the mood because, you know, they called him from Todd's phone and she's like, hello? Like, come on, son. Like, I don't have time for that. I really don't. You know, I've realized living in this life period that you cannot force people to do something that they don't want to do. Period. They got to come to grips with their own terms, on their own time, and you have the same ability to do the same thing. Okay? So that whole Mama Joyce and Todd thing, I'm all pro Todd. Now, if Todd ends up being a cheat and actually fucking around with Carmen, then I'm for Mama Joyce. But, you know, innocent until proven guilty, give somebody the respect. Like, have some kind of support system for your daughter to be able to choose the right man and the right friend. And I'm hoping that Carmen and Todd aren't. That would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have support and show support for Kandi, and that she has good common sense to pick the right people to fall in love with and to share herself with and her space with. Like, I don't know, this episode was crazy to me, and to be honest, I want to know why Portia ends up in the hospital. I hope it's nothing to do with Cordell. But, you know, I wish everybody from this season the best. I really do. I really do. This season is good. A great take on moving away from the drama, but they're keeping the realistic drama in it. You know, these girls don't have to fight with each other like that for the show to be entertaining. We get to see the different sides of their life. It's not Kim versus Nene, and, you know, it's not Evelyn versus Tammy. It's no catty bullshit like that. It's a more realistic twist on a reality show that's already supposed to be giving us real shit. The only actress in this show is Kenya, I think. But anyway, I digress. I'm Wesley from Aconnectiontv, the network. Like this video, click that thumbs up button, leave comments below, and let me know what you thought about this particular review and this particular episode of Housewives of Atlanta. I can't wait to see when Candy goes off. Click that subscribe button, and it's all of which is free to do. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Aconnectiontv, all of which is free to do. All right, free support. Go to the online store if you're a real supporter of Aconnectiontv and support via buying a pearl with Mona Simone Sands online. Click the links. All of the info is right below in the more info box. And deuces.